All right. We're gonna start off by saying all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Bakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS for teaching this truth, and Shadawan to you Akim that's believing in this truth and pushing this truth through the four winds of the earth, and Shadawan to you very few Aqua that's listening and learning and quietness. It's your brother Ahmad out of Jacksonville, Florida. Lord willing, back at it with an edifying video. So as the title says, famine of this truth is getting closer. Because hey, we're coming to a time where they're gonna want to come after us, man, for this truth sakes. And believe it or not, a lot of us are on these different color lists, these colors lists that they have. Who they're gonna come after, who's not seen as a threat. All of us, even those that watch the video epistles, trust me, they're watching all of us. But we're coming into the time, man, that you don't have this truth. What you have is what you have. So now is a time to really, seek Yahweh Shem Shai. Yesterday was our last year. But if it's, if you're new, hey, stick to this truth, man. Stick to the elders and apostles and the teachings of GMS, because that's what 100% is truth is at, man. They're the only ones pushing 100% truth. So stick with, the teachings of GMS and the affiliate camps, the ones that's teaching the same sound doctrine. But anyway, jumping back into it, let me get it. It says the family of this truth is getting closer. And what inspired this video, it was brother, what is it? GMS Get This Work page. GMS Get This Work too. So we'll jump right into it. We'll play the video. Matter of fact, let me blow my screen up. I hate when it does that. Sure. All right. Let me see. That's the one I'm looking for. All right. Now let's go back to it. Salaki.
So that's sort of what's happened with this, what's become a tyrannical government, where it's going to punish people, incarcerate them, or even execute them if possible, for daring to reveal truth. So that's sort of what's happened with this, what's become a tyrannical government, where it's going to punish people, incarcerate them, or even execute them if possible, for daring to reveal truth.
A former CIA software developer has been sentenced to 40 years behind bars for the single largest leak of classified information in the history of the intelligence agency. And the revelations exposed the CIA's method of hacking phones, communication apps, other electronic devices too. So from 2012 to 2016, Joshua Schultz worked at the Center for Cyber Intelligence. He stole thousands of secret documents about Washington's work with British intelligence in hacking smart TVs for spying purposes.
Hey, quick sidebar. This is Esau's way of sending his type of warning to the, to us. Because he know, just like he watching us, and we watching his every move too. So he know we're gonna get a hold of these videos and see it. So this is like his warning. Yeah, we coming for y'all. Or for it might come off to also as, yeah, if you don't shut up, you're gonna be the first on the chopping block. See, we already know this is gonna come, man. We don't fear none of these things. As the scripture said, we don't fear a man that can just kill the body, man. So we're not worried. This stuff don't scare us. But anyway, back to the video.
He passed that information on to WikiLeaks for publication. Prosecutors have dubbed this a digital Pearl Harbor, calling it one of the most heinous crimes of espionage in American history. Former CIA analyst Larry Johnson says this all shows that America's founding principles are under threat.
What made what the United States was doing so egregious is that it was spying on its own citizens. It was violating constitutional protections. There are many other countries around the world that don't have those protections enshrined in their constitution or in their law, but it does exist in the United States. And you're the CIA, whose job is they're supposed to spy on foreigners, people overseas, but they were turning their spine onto their own American citizens. There are people being persecuted and prosecuted for speech, for exercising free speech. And the fact that they're going after Julian Assange on espionage charges and that he would face the death penalty is just absurd. He's a journalist who was doing his job as a journalist. He was not acting on behalf of some foreign government. And what he exposed lies, exposed misdeeds, exposed criminal acts by the United States and by other countries. So that's sort of what's happened with this, what's become a tyrannical government, where it's going to punish people, incarcerate them, or even execute them if possible for daring to reveal truth. And that's not what the First Amendment was designed to do.
Yeah, so hey, those are times we're coming into, man. Now I want to get something because who they're using, Lord willing, like one of the candidates that's, we'll see how, it turned out, but I'm going to get this. We know who said it. If they get back in that the White House, what they want to do. Let's get this. It says Trump plans to bring back firing squad group executions if he retakes the White House. And we see what is he doing? He's running to be president again. And believe it or not, they already know who they're gonna put in these. They already know who they're gonna put into those spots, because all these people, man, they're puppets. They're nothing but puppets to the high elites. These people, the presidents, your governors, they don't run nothing, man. They do what they're told. But this is what he's saying that he wanted to do. Now, through the Spirit, as Apostle Tahar said, through the Spirit, this is Nero back in the reincarnation. This is Nero back in the reincarnation, man. It says, what do you think of the firing squad? That's the question Donald Trump repeatedly asked some close associates in his run-up to the 2024 presidential campaign. 3 people familiar with the solution telling Rolling Stone. So, hey, this is what he want to do. He want to bring this back. But then, see, like I said, he gives off the spirit of Nero. And most of you might be like, well, who was Nero? Well, let me get this. I'll pull it up here. And he does look like Nero through the Spirit. Hey, Lord willing, yeah, he is Nero. Look at this, man. Nero. You see this? This is Nero. Ancient times, Nero. Because as we know, when you die, you go back to the Heavenly Father. Did a lesson on that yesterday, right? And then you come back down 3rd, 4th generation. But that's Nero, right? And then let me get something else. Because what was Nero known for? Let me get this. Let me get this. I didn't want to play it from the beginning because it's a long video. Well, it's 9 minutes and 27 seconds. Matter of fact, I can just take it back a little bit so you can just get kind of like an understanding just for the newbies, and I'll let it play all the way out. So I let it play from 341 all the way out.
Back then, he would lie upon his back and hold a leading plate on his chest, purge himself by vomiting, and deny himself all foods and fruits at first to the voice. Still, his voice was weak and husky, but encouraged by his progress, he longed to appear on the stage. Finally, he debuted at Neapolis, modern Naples, and even though the theater was shaken by sudden earthquake shock, there was a sign. He continued performing to finish the number. Fortunately, the theater collapsed only after the audience had dispersed. But it seems Nero didn't like the audience running for their lives and not waiting until his performance was done. He wanted them to be so mesmerized by his music that they wouldn't care for their lives or the calamity. Every now and then, in the presence of his intimate friends, he would quote a Greek proverb, meaning hidden music counts for nothing. Nero wanted to be like the bard of the legendary tales whose performance would enchant people to listen for hours. But sadly, in real life, such magic doesn't exist, especially when one is as mediocre of an artist as Nero was. He may have had an excessive image of himself as a great sportsman, musician, and poet in his mind, though he lacked talent in all of his endeavors. According to historian Borston, Nero soiled the imperial dignity by his buffoonery in the theater, and believed he could use his art to bring his enemies to tears and repentance. He even thought about giving up his emperorship and becoming a full-time musician so people would adore him for what he truly was. Clearly, self-introspect wasn't an ability in which Nero was proficient, just like his music. But as history saw, Nero clearly abandoned that idea because the only way he could make people listen to his music was by ordering them to do so. And to have that authority, he had to be the sovereign ruler, which won't be possible after resigning as the emperor. So, the solution was simple. Lock the gates of the theater while performing so nobody could get out. His routines were also mind-numbingly long, and the audience was decreed to listen to them attentively and clap. People had to plan complicated escapes or fake their demise to get out of the hellish experience. According to the Roman historian Suetonius, one performance went on so long that a woman gave birth while Nero kept on playing insistently. Not only was Nero a spoiled brat when it comes to the childish antics about winning the Olympics, but he was also a fiend in the bedroom. Stories about Nero's bedroom life show up in every history book related to the ancient Roman Empire. It is so because he surpassed every Roman emperor in their weird shenanigans by long miles, and that is saying something. Tacitus told a story about Nero throwing a massive ceremony that went on for days. The most notorious banquet took place in 64 AD during the festival of god Saturn, Saturnalia, and it was hosted by Tigonelius. It took place on a raft constructed by Marcus Agrippa's lake that was towed above other vessels. The vessel was decorated with gold and ivory fittings, stocked with high-ranking ladies. Tacitus even addressed the staff working at this coital event as degenerates. In the end, Nero threw a mock wedding ceremony in which he married a freedman named Pythagoras. Pythagoras was, in fact, one of two men Nero married apart from his 3 wives. His other husband was a eunuch who Nero married for the sole reason that he bore a striking resemblance to his former spouse, Poppaea Sabina. Nero even dressed and assumed the role of the bride at the wedding. Tigonelius, the host, also performed the marriage ceremony with all customary rituals, including a bridal veil, wedding dowry, and candles. In Christian mythology, there is a prophecy about a charismatic leader who would sway the masses by pretending to be the paladin of morality and virtue to attain power over the world order. But then they would show their true colors as they would use the power to rule with an iron fist and do unspeakable things to humanity before the final judgment is delivered. According to some historians, the inspiration behind this myth may have been Nero. It is well known that Nero had no love for Christians, and he is also the Caesar who was responsible for the demise of the apostles.
Hey, so it says Christians, but we know those Christians those are the Hebrew Israelites. He despised them, and he had them put to death. Yeah, he had them put to death because he burned up. Rumor is he burned up majority of Roman, that empire during the time of his rulership, and then he fled and tried to run off.
Apostle Peter, one of Jesus' well-known disciples. In the Bible, the number 666 is referred to as the number of the beast, but not a lot of people know the full context behind it. Historians have argued that number is more of a code rather than a prophecy. The verse goes like this: "Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Coincidentally, in Hebrew letters, the number that represents Nero Caesar is 666. The book of Revelations has also mentioned that the rule of the beast would be precisely 42 months long, and that coincides with the duration of Nero's reign of the Roman Empire after the Great Fire of Rome. Like the prophecy, Nero too began as Mr. Popular. He was quite well liked among the patrons of arts who were graced with his benevolence. He was also quite popular among the commoners early on for lowering the taxes, giving rights to the servants, and eliminating capital punishment. He also rebuilt residential districts with buildings made of bricks and colonnades to shelter residents from the sun. But he was also the emperor who torched the capital to make room for his Domus Aurea, and his taxation policy depleted imperial coffers. Over time, his policies and insanities both saw his popularity fade, and the increasing influence of Christianity didn't help either. Thanks for watching the...
See, he hated Jakes. He hated Jakes. And like you see back in, let me put this back up, man. And you know, Jake's gonna vote for him. You know, even though they don't even understand they vote don't count. But Jake's gonna vote to put him back in there, man. When Donald Trump say make America great again, it ain't what they think. It's what you see his past history. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you see his past history. You see what he did, what he's known for. Now Yahweh Shah bought him back. You know, because he looked the same, man. It's just, man, that is crazy, man. Dude looked the same. So through the spirit, yeah, that's Nero. This is Nero, and he hates. He hates the Hebrew Israelites. He's not trying to make America great again. As far as when would have America ever been great again? Well, I mean, when have America been great? When we was slaves. When we was slaves. When we didn't have these jobs and what you have now, and we was doing everything that Master wanted us to do, man. That's when to them. That's when America was great. So let me get these precepts. Brother had this post up, so I wanted to read it as well. It says Matthew 5:10, English Standard Version. Verse 10 says, "Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteous sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Right? Because we already know we're coming into these times, man. That you know, some of us gonna be martyrs. Some of us gonna be taken into the FEMA camps. But as the scriptures say, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteous sake, because we truly want to be freed up from Babylon, from America, man. We want out of this place. We want Yahweh Shai rulership, rulership on earth, man. We hate this place. We have letting this place go. Verse 11, blessed are you when others reveal you and persecute you and utterly all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Right? Because they're going to make up lies, man. Trust and believe, they're going to make up lies on us that believe in this truth. Those that are crying out to Yahweh Shem Shai, they're going to make up lies, man. You see what AI does, man. They're going to probably say you was in a place knowing that you was at your house the whole time, but they can put your picture, take your picture from your photos on your phone or on your Instagram, your Facebook, your MySpace accounts, put it on an AI image and, modify it and make it look like you just committed a crime. They got all different type of ways and tricks to, lie and, for their benefits, man. Those are the times we're coming into. Verse 12, rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for so they persecute the prophets who were before you. Right? Because our reward is on the other side after this, man. The kingdom to come, man. Those that have forsaken their mothers, their fathers, their children, their jobs, whatever it is, your friends, everything for the sake of the truth, falling after Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, you're gonna get back double in the kingdom, man. Eyes have not seen or heard, ears have not heard for the things that he have for those that have loved him, man, all the way out, But let me get this other precept here. Because I said famine, just in case if the newbies come on the channel. Amos 8 and 11. These are the times we're coming into, man. Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days comes, said the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Right. So, we know that there's a famine of this word. This truth not going to be out on these videos of pistol too long. You're not going to see brothers out there on the highways and hedges anymore. When that stops, you can guarantee, you can bet your dollar, everybody's going to know that we're going to, everyone's going to know we're in the Jacob's trouble. You're going to know. And what you have is what you have. And if you haven't been repenting, if you haven't been seeking wholeheartedly, you're going to be in trouble, man. You're going to give in. Because now, you see like they're coming out with these mark of the beast. And they put it on the news. Like I seen a video early on the community channel. They had the little Edomites up there. What is that? The mark of the beast, the chip. I'm not putting that in my skin. See, they gotta sell it before they push it on you, because they're gonna make it to where you ain't gonna have no choice but to take it. Trust me, something major is gonna happen, right? Something major is gonna happen. Ezekiel, let me get this, man. Ezekiel 3:26. It says, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. Right. That's what Yahweh was telling Ezekiel. Hey, it ain't gonna be no, you're not gonna be able to come up, like, ask questions on these comment boards or walk up on the prophets, you know, like if you will see them out on the highways and hedges. Those times are coming to an end. You've seen in the first video I played, they're getting ready to come after us for truth's sakes, because we're exposing their agenda. That's the whole purpose of Jacob's trouble, man. Esau's coming down with great wrath because he's been exposed and he's out of tricks. So now that he's going to be out of tricks, guess what? He got to go back to his natural state, killing and not having no type of remorse, because hey, he don't even care about his own. But hey, this is going into the prophets. Hey, their tongues are going to be shut up to the roof mouth. Their mouth going to be hushed, because hey, we're going to be watching and praying and fearing in that times that we're coming in too. These are the times, man. Let me get this. These are the times, man, that we're coming into. And I know we say that a lot, and you know, most people watch the videos. Yeah, y'all keep saying that. We tired of hearing that. Hey, it's coming. You can guarantee it's coming. Luke 21:12. Hey, so all read. It's your Yahweh Shai. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you. And it says, deliver you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being bought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. These are the times we're coming into, man. When you read further down in this, hey, you're going to be betrayed by friends, kinfolks, family members, love. Hey, these are the times we're coming into. Because when your back is against the wall, you want to go back to your own living. You want to eat, because they're going to make it to, as it tells you in Revelations 13:16, you can't buy or sell unless if you got that MOTB, which is the RFID. If you ain't got that, you're not buying, you're not selling, you're not eating, you're not even going to be a part of Esau's society, his rulership. You're going to be in one of these FEMA camps, you know, tortured to death. They're going drinking on your blood or whatever. However they, because them bastards are nasty, man. Esau, they some nasty, wicked people, man. Nasty, wicked people. You know, that's why the scriptures say this. Let me get this one. You know, we can close it down. You know, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters get the message. It says Revelations 12:12, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down into you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Right. These are the times we're coming into. You see Esau exposing Esau out here, man. That's Psalms 64:8, man. Edomites is exposing other Edomites out here, because they know the negativity and all the killing and slaughters that they have done over these years is coming to an end. They know that this is their last rulership, their last kingdom, ruling over the Hebrew Israelites, man. So you know what? What better way going out with a bang? And they're gonna be evil men sparing no one. They're not gonna spare, because they're not gonna care, because they know this is their last rulership. They know that, man. So, you know, these are the times we're coming into, man. You know, you got to prep yourself. You know, stay in the word, stay praying, fasting, and praying. You know what I'm saying? And ask Yahweh Shai to keep the spirit of endurance on you and increase you in understanding, and keep you humble and keep you in his truth, keep you in the word, man, because it's going to be serious out here. All them people that are letting through the border, they're going to have order out of chaos, man. But they got to cause the chaos before they bring in the order. When you see all these people coming in through the borders, that's why you see Texas. Them people over there in Texas trying to become their own independent. Because when you bring in their mind, you're bringing all these people in. Where these people going to stay at? Then we got to bring more. We got to add more food. You know how it is going into a grocery store. You got to get through traffic just to get to a store. You get to a store, it's full of traffic inside the store. You can barely move around in the house. It's going to cause great division and chaos, man. People are going to be mad, frustrated. What are they doing here? This is the times we're coming into. That second Ezra 15 and 16. Those are the times we're coming into. So, you know, you got to pray to Yahweh Shai to keep you. So, you know, Lord willing, this was edifying, you know, to the Akim, the Akwa. Shalom to the Akim, the Akwa that's going to watch this video afterwards. You know, I pray that the blessing lesson be upon your household. I pray that Yahweh Shai keep the spirit on you and then keep the spirit of endurance on you and never taking the truth away from you. And I pray that you're understanding what's being taught to you, what you're hearing with your ears. And may the blessing lesson be upon your household once again. So this is your brother Ahmad out of Jacksonville, Florida. Till then, hey, Shalom.